This is the Dental Up Podcast, your daily source for insights from dentists and leaders in the industry. Brought to you by Keating Dental Lab, a full-service, award-winning dental lab that is here to add value to your dental practice. With high-quality restorations, friendly, reliable service, the best products and prices, come experience the Keating difference. Visit KeatingDentalLab.com for details.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Dental Up Podcast. I'm Bob Brandon, your host and the general manager here at Keating Dental Lab. Today, I'm honored to have Travis Nelson, Director of Nobel Procera and Lab Services for North America. Travis, thank you for your time and welcome to the Dental Up Podcast.
Pleasure to be here. I appreciate the time that you give me.
You are one of our trusted partners. Nobel Biocare has been one of our trusted partners since the inception of this laboratory. I go back 20 years to George Harbor. Did you ever work with him?
A little bit, yes.
Yep. And then we were fortunate enough to have Tim Trapp follow in his footsteps, and Tim really got us on a good path with Nobel. Before we really jump into this, can you share with us a little bit about your background and Nobel?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been with Nobel for about 18 years. And believe it or not, before going into the dental industry, I was in the wine industry up in the Napa Valley. A little different change of course, but it's an interesting process and path that I've taken over here. But really enjoy how close we can work with patients and how much of a change we can make in their lives. And it's just been the best decision I've ever made to be in this industry, and I'm going to stay with it. And Nobel Biocare has been very good to us, and I'd like to see it want us to path forward.
That's awesome. Yeah, Nobel's been great to a lot of dentists, a lot of patients, a lot of labs. It's a wonderful company. I've admired Nobel Biocare for almost my entire dental career, spending 30 years really. And something that I find interesting, Envista, the parent company of Nobel Biocare, I had no idea that it's up to 30 trusted dental brands. Can you talk about some of the other popular brands or maybe some that dentists here in the U.S. haven't heard of?
Yeah, I think the name Envista is probably, and the company Envista is probably the largest dental company dentists have never heard. It's a very well kept secret to a point, but the brands underneath that umbrella are very well known, and they stand on their own independent, like a Nobel Biocare as well. Believe it or not, throughout the globe, you'll find an Envista brand in over 10% of dental offices across the world.
That's powerful.
We have over 12,000 employees within those brands. And 3,000 of those employees are direct sales employees as well. So we're in the offices, we're out there through that. And it's along with all these different companies. And as you said, Nobel Biocare is the premium implant brand within that portfolio. We also have partners in orthodontics. We have our friends at who's obviously well-known industry leader there. We have the fastest growing aligner brand in the industry in Spark Systems. Ormco also works with the Damon system as well. We have our friends at DEXA as well. We just launched our own intraoral scanning system. We have our friends at Kerr, Oroscoptic, and Metric, and metrics, and it keeps on going from there. And as you look at all those individual brands of industry in their categories, and then bringing that all together, bringing that culture, what was once Danaher, bringing that now into Envista, using those business systems to really flourish in the dental industry. So it's been fantastic. We utilize all those tools together and are growing up.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I'm blown away by the names and the brands that you just mentioned there, and putting it all under one umbrella is a fantastic idea. Yeah, each brand can stand on its own and stand alone and be successful, but then you put the overall guidance and structure of Envista, and wow, yeah, you've got a powerhouse there.
Or on the New York Stock Exchange as well.
Oh, really? What are the letters we're looking for there?
Okay, I think that's T. I think is
VST. Okay. I can just do a search on it.
NVST.
NVST. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So today I want to look forward and I want to help our listeners understand what I've always appreciated about Nobel, and that's innovation. I've always thought some of your customers just wait for Nobel to come out with something new and color it a shade of green, and then they run with it. But tell us about some of the important innovations, if you can, that are planned for 2023.
What we're really focusing on with innovation is a number of things. And I think in all of dentistry, really, it's about workflow. It's about being efficient, working through patient pools, whether you're in the clinic or you're in the laboratory. And efficiency is absolutely paramount. So what we're working on as far as this new product lines, it's all going to be tied to a workflow that's going to make people faster and better and allow people to scale the speed we want to. We have started a very soft launch with a group of key experts across North America for our newest implant system. It's called the N1 system. It's very unique to the industry. Believe it or not, there's actually really only one small pilot drill with this implant, and the rest of it is all done at very low speeds, which creates a really positive experience for the patient. And it's actually quite simple to work with because you're working so slowly. You're not heating up that bone and causing all of that trauma to the site. So we'll see much more of this coming out and has a very unique connection that I think has been beneficial clinically and patients and the laboratories. So that's a big one that we're working on specifically right now that you'll see coming out. And once we have our summit here in Las Vegas coming up here, so we're really going to highlight that new implant system for everyone.
Awesome. And that's called the N1.
N1, Nobel M.
Excellent. So talk a little bit about the different input systems like exocad and your new scanner. Tell us about the scanner and the relationship that you guys have formed with Dexis, and just walk us through how customers can start the workflow that you mentioned off with Nobel.
Yeah. And as I said before, it's truly about workflow and efficiency. What Nobel Biocare is known for in the past is really creating systems, software, then closing it down and controlling the process and making sure that things are done appropriately in the right way. I think the industry has evolved past that. And I think we're in that process. We opened up to the 3Shape systems and continued to evolve our DTX software line. Know that there's really good, powerful systems out there in software. And exocad is a perfect example of one of those, very strong in the full arch segment as well. And so we want to make sure that we're opening up to new systems and navigating through that. So depending on whatever your software choices, they have a route to work with us. And that's really important to our strategy going forward. We don't want to be exclusive. We want to be inclusive. And that becomes software workflow, what works with you. We'll just keep the guidance to make the most use out of it. And for the scanner that we have, it's very unique. We actually have 3 different lines of the scanner out now, all the way with 3600, 3700, and 3800. 3800 being the top of the line. It's also a wireless scanner for us. So it's a really neat, nifty little scanner. It's the lightest scanner on the market as well. If you're scanning all day, you don't get that fatigue, that scanning fatigue on your wrists and hands as you might with some of those other scanners on the market. And then inside of all those scanning modules, we're really just working to build in that workflow. So it's really simple, easy to work with whoever you want to work with, wide open with the system. And it's very intuitive. So it should only speed up everything that happens in the clinic.
Those are all great concepts, great innovation. And I know Dennis and our Keating customers have really grown to appreciate you guys opening up, we as a laboratory as well, opening up to different systems and including more cases in your workflow, really. And I know we're going to be sending you guys a ton more cases in 2023, particularly as it relates to the Procera abutments. And that's what I'm really excited about. Can you describe some of the advances and improvements to your Nobel Procera abutment line for us?
We've been busy on this one. I appreciate the question. And this is our heritage with Nobel Procera. This is what we're most proud of, is our facility in Malden, New Jersey. There's none like it in the industry or really in any other industry for that matter. The amount of cases and the process that we go through to get cases in and out in 24 hours back into the dental laboratory is absolutely unique. But we're not done anymore. We're continuously improving our processes and our products. And a couple of things that we have coming out this year that I'm really excited about is we're bringing the angulated screw channel technology to our titanium abutments. One thing we're seeing in industry is that move to screw retain restorations. And again, with the strength of titanium, you can do this and also make that a screw retained prosthetic and put that screw hole exactly where you want that to be. That in combination with anodization and some additional tools I'm working with to create a good bond with the crown, just making it simpler to restore those implants. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention as well, we are getting back into a broader portfolio of those abutments to bring in other implant systems as well. Those listeners have known us from before. We were in that business at the time, and we chose to to leave that business and focus on Nobel Biocare prosthetics only. And a lot of customers really didn't like the move, honestly. They wanted that quality that they knew from Mahwah, New Jersey, and they wanted to get back into that. After a lot of fanfare and a lot of discussions, we've decided to make that move and get back into that. So you'll see the major implant systems with all of that milling technology coming out of our facility available very shortly.
That is awesome news. I couldn't be happier. And we fall into that category. Keating Dental Lab was definitely one of your customers that had to change our workflow here, but we respected your decision, and I can't be happier that we're back on board with milling competitive interfaces, because I've been fortunate enough to go visit personally each of your facilities in Savvy Ranch, Yorba Linda, California, where the stock parts are produced, and then in Mahwah, where the custom prosthetics are. And I've been blown away by both of them. They're phenomenal operations. And it's really crazy that one operation in Mahwah, New Jersey can supply custom prosthetics to literally 10,000 labs throughout the United States all in the same day. It's a brilliant operation you guys have.
Thank you. We're incredibly proud of it. We love to show it off, to be honest with you. And the more people that we can bring in there to truly show what we're capable of is great. Everyone's always welcome.
I was fortunate to visit it pre-COVID, and I was super impressed by it. And everybody there is just so knowledgeable, so organized. You have to be incredibly organized to produce the number of custom prosthetic parts and get them to the right destination. It's an amazing operation. So now, something that's really important and really fun. This is one of my favorite parts of the dental lab industry, is the All-on-4. And 2023 marks the 25th anniversary of All-on-4. What do you guys have planned for this product line?
Boy, so this is obviously part of Nobel Biocare at its core. And this is where we're really starting to make changes in the industry. And if you see the industry now, it doesn't look anything like it did before this was created. And I can't believe it's been 25 years already.
You guys were the innovator, and tons of other companies have ridden your coattails on it.
That's for sure. And being the innovator of it, there was a lot of arrows in our back for a long time, just about the ideology of tilting implants and how dare you up that process. But the science was solid, the science was there. And obviously, I don't think that's even a debate at this point, but now it's about bringing this to the next level. And what's that next iteration of All-on-4, and how we bring that to more patients. And it's really the most important part is digitizing to allow more doctors to give this treatment option to patients, bring more referrals into this, to refer those patients in, simplifying it, making it faster, because we know the patient population is there. We just need to diversify and allow these patients to get the treatment that they desperately need. So we're working with a lot of different technologies. We're working with photogrammetry machines. We're working with scanning processes to make this as digital as possible, so it's repeatable and scalable. And it can turn into something you can do multiple times a day, as opposed to scheduling an entire day out for an All-on-4 surgery. And that's the way that you get to more and more patients. That predictability paramount. The worst part of hard cases in dentistry, especially implant dentistry, is doing free dentistry. And so we wanted to limit the amount of problems that can happen in the clinic, where we know exactly what we can predict, so they can spend their time treating patients, not treating previously treated patients. So we're doing that with a number of things. We have our Nobel Procera zirconia implant. That's been a long process for us, to say the least, but it's a validated as a full contour zirconia restoration that we know will last the lifetime of that patient.
It's a beautiful prosthetic. We've been fortunate enough to do several of them here a month. And if a dentist hasn't ever seen one, go to Nobel's website and look it up, because it is an absolutely brilliant prosthetic.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to make, I'll tell you that much. But with what we've been able to create and changing the angulation, foregoing the need for titanium cylinders, it just does so much for us. And it just allows the zirconia to hold on to that strength. And then obviously all the testing that we've done, we know this is going to last. And because we don't want that patient coming back to the office and having problems with that. So we stand behind that. And that's been our biggest step forward. And I think you'll see a lot more of that going into 2023.
Excellent. And finally, I know we touched on it, but tell us a little bit about your summit. The Envista Summit in Las Vegas is February 23rd to the 25th at the Bellagio. Tell us some of the speakers you have lined up. I'm incredibly impressed by the speaker lineup and the courses that are there, but tell us how dentists can sign up and who they can see live.
Yeah. So we're constantly in the process of actually updating our speakers on what that'll look like as well. But we'll tell you, it's not going to be the same people that everyone sees every day. And that they're rehashing the same conversation. This is a whole new world that they'll see from Nobel Biocare and Envista. We'll also be able to see some of how Envista is now incorporating into Nobel Biocare and really broadening the brands inside of the portfolio. And Ormco will have a very large orthodontic portion as well, but I can stay within our lanes. But the main trend of all of the conversations that you'll see up on the stage is about those workflows and getting the path to more efficiency with implant dentistry. And there'll be workshops, we'll have hands-on, we'll have laboratory hands-on, we'll be working with materials. We'll be doing guided surgery, navigated surgery. We'll be doing treatment efficiency for all-on-4, for referral-based practices, all under one roof practices. All of these ways, we're going to have marketing seminars to allow you to learn how to grow that patient population back into the practice as well. This is all about growth. This is all about business and application. And it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Bellagio is a great place to be. We're happy to be there as well. And then later on in the year, we'll be doing another summit internationally in Dubai.
Wow. Efficiency, predictability. That's what we preach here in our laboratory here at Keating. That's what I preach at home. My kids are sick of hearing about that, but yeah, efficiency and predictability in the workflow, preventing problems, preventing failures. That's what you guys are all about. And I can't wait to get out there in February and learn some more about you guys and your products and the workflows really. So thank you so much. Travis, did we miss anything? Is there anything that
I could talk for an hour, but I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But no, I think we got the biggest part is
awesome. We'll get you back on again and before your convention in Dubai, and we'll give the listeners a little refresh and get the information out there because I know a lot of people would love to go visit there as well.
Wonderful. Love to see you.
Travis, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate the partnership with you and your team. Nobel Biocare, again, has been a trusted partner of Keating Dental Lab for our entire 20-year history. And I really thank you and thank everything that your company stands for.
No, thank you. And back to you as well. You are a trusted partner of ours, and we respect you and we love to see collaboration between our companies. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Travis, thank you. Be well. Happy holidays. All the best to you and your family. And we'll get you back on the program in 2023.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Dental Up podcast, your daily source for insights from dentists and leaders in the industry. This episode is sponsored by Keating Dental Lab, here to add value to your dental practice. With high-quality restorations, friendly, reliable service, the best products and prices, come experience the Keating difference. Visit KeatingDentalLab.com for details.